too much?" "No, not enough, actually." He laughed softly, then winced. "Okay, laughing hurts." "Good to know. Should I get you pain medication?" "In a minute. I just want to." "Stay like this for a moment." We did. We lay there in his bed, holding hands, watching the sunlight shift across the walls. It should have been awkward, we barely knew each other. This was all so new, but it felt natural, right? "Can I tell you something?" Ethan said finally. "Always." "Last night was one of the best nights I've had in a long time." Which is weird considering I spent most of it injured and in pain. "Yeah, getting to actually talk to you, getting to know you. It was worth a sprained ankle."
Don't say that.
"Your ankle looks terrible. Okay, maybe not worth it. But a decent silver lining." I smiled. I had a really good time too. Even the urgent care part. Especially the urgent care part. You did share your deeply held Star Trek opinions. That's pretty intimate. He squeezed my hand. "Wait until I tell you my thoughts on Deep Space Nine. There's more. So much more. I'm very passionate about science fiction. I'm learning that." We lay there a while longer, just talking, laughing, existing in this bubble of possibility. Eventually, reality intruded. Dethin needed pain medication, breakfast, to ice his ankle again. I reluctantly let go of his hand and helped him sit up. "How's it looking?" he asked, nodding at his injured ankle. I carefully examined it. The swelling had gone down slightly, but the bruising had spread, painting his foot and ankle in shades of purple and green. "Better than last night, but still pretty bad." "Great, my foot looks like a modern art piece, a very avant-garde piece." I helped him to the bathroom, waited outside while he took care of morning necessities, then helped him back to bed. While he took his pain medication, I raided his kitchen for breakfast supplies. "I have eggs, bread, some fruit," I called out. "Want me to make something?" "You really don't have to, Ethan. Let me cook you breakfast." "You're bossy when you're taking care of people. Is that a problem?" A pause, then softly, "No, I kinda like it." I scrambled eggs, made toast, cut up some strawberries I found in his fridge. When I brought the plate to his room, he was sitting up in bed, his laptop open, frowning at the screen. "Work?" I asked. "Yeah, I need to email my boss. Let him know I'll be working from home for a few days." "Will that be okay?" "Should be. The advantage of being a software engineer, as long as I have my laptop and internet, I can work from anywhere." He closed the laptop and accepted the plate. "This looks great." "Thank you, you're welcome." I'd made a plate for myself too, and we ate breakfast together, him in bed and me in the chair I'd pulled up beside it. It felt domestic, comfortable, like we'd been doing this for years instead of ours. "What's your work situation?" Ethan asked. "Can you work from home, or do you need to go into the office?" "I'm mostly remote unless I have client meetings. I should probably head home at some point today, shower, change clothes, check in with my actual job." Something flickered across his face. Disappointment, maybe. "Right, of course. You have a life." But I continued, "I could come back tonight. If you want, make sure you're okay, help you with dinner, that kind of thing." His face lit up. "Really? You'd do that?" "I mean, someone needs to make sure you're not trying to hop around on one foot cooking elaborate meals." "I would never. I've known you for less than 24 hours, and I already know you absolutely would." He grinned. "Okay, fair. But yes, I'd love for you to come back tonight. If you're sure it's not too much trouble, it's not trouble. I want to..." We finished breakfast, and I helped Ethan get settled on the couch with his laptop, his ankle elevated in fresh ice. I made sure he had everything within reach: water, snacks, his phone. "The remote?" "I feel like a patient being prepped for surgery," he said as I fussed over the pillows. "Good. You should rest." "Yes. Nurse Jamie. I'm a terrible nurse. Way too emotionally invested." "Is that a bad thing?" I looked at him, at the way he was watching me with those warm brown eyes, at the small smile playing at his lips. "No, it's not a bad thing." "Good." I reluctantly gathered my things. At the door, I hesitated. Should I hug him? Shake his hand? This felt like a significant goodbye, but I didn't know what the protocol was for leaving someone you'd just started. Whatever this was, Ethan solved the problem by holding out his hand. I took it, and he pulled me closer, wrapping his arms around me in a gentle hug.
Thank you.
He said into my shoulder. For everything. For staying, for taking care of me, for finally talking to me. I hugged him back, breathing in his scent, something clean and warm that I wanted to memorize. Thank you for asking me to stay. We pulled apart slowly, reluctantly. I'll text you later, I said. And Jamie? Yeah? I'm really glad you were there when I got injured. I'm really glad it was you. My heart did that flipping thing again. Me too. The moment I stepped into my apartment, Marcus pounced. Tell me everything. And I mean everything. I kicked off my shoes and headed for the kitchen, desperate for coffee. Good morning to you too. Hey, don't deflect. You stayed at Ethan's? You, who never makes a move, actually stayed at his place. What happened? I helped him with his ankle injury, made sure he was okay, and we talked. That's it. That's it. Marcus followed me, hovering like an overeager puppy. You were there all night, Jamie. There has to be more. I poured coffee, considering how much to share. Marcus was my best friend, but he was also a notorious gossip. Anything I told him would be repeated to his girlfriend, who'd tell her best friend, who'd probably tell half the soccer team by the next game. We talked, I said finally. Really talked for the first time. It was nice. Nice? That's all I get? Nice? What do you want me to say? Did you kiss him? Hold hands. Exchange meaningful glances? Marcus, because I'm telling you, Jamie, this guy's into you. Like, painfully into you. Everyone on the team has noticed. That made me pause. Everyone's noticed? Dude, yes. The way he watches you during games. The way he always makes sure to be near you during team huddles. It's obvious. It's not obvious. I thought he didn't even like me, because you're oblivious. But I'm telling you, Ethan Torres has been pining over you almost as much as you've been pining over him. You're both disasters. I sat down at the kitchen table, cradling my coffee. He said he wanted to get to know me too, that he thought I didn't like him. See? Mutual pining. It's adorable and exhausting. I'm going back tonight to check on him, make sure he's okay. Marcus's grin was enormous. Oh, you're going back? This is happening. Finally. Don't make it weird. Too late. This is already weird. But it's good weird. You deserve good weird. I spent the day working from home, trying to focus on client projects, but mostly thinking about Ethan. Around noon, I texted him, "How's the ankle?" His response came quickly. Still attached. Barely. "How's your day?" "Boring without you." Smooth talker. Learned from the best. We texted on and off all afternoon, nothing deep. Just small check-ins, jokes. The kind of easy communication that felt natural, despite how new it was. Each message made me smile, made the anticipation of seeing him again build. Around 5, I texted, "What do you want for dinner?" "I can pick something up on the way." "You don't have to do that, Ethan." "Fine, there's a good Chinese place near here." "I'll text you the address." I showered, changed into clean clothes, and tried not to overthink what I was doing. This wasn't a day tie. I was just checking on an injured teammate. The fact that I'd carefully chosen my outfit, used my good cologne, and stressed about whether to bring flowers, ultimately deciding against it, because that seemed to forward. It's completely normal. Marcus watched me fuss with my hair and raised an eyebrow. "Just checking on a teammate, huh?" "Shut up. You're wearing your good jeans. I wear these all the time." "You absolutely do not. Those are you're trying to impress someone jeans? I hate you. You love me. Now go get your man." The Chinese place was busy, but I managed to order and get the food within 20 minutes. By the time I arrived at Ethan's building, my hands were shaking slightly, which was ridiculous. I'd already spent an entire night with him. Why was I nervous now? Ethan answered the door on his crutches, his face lighting up when he saw me. He'd changed to fresh clothes, hair slightly damp like he'd showered. He was trying just as hard as I was. "You came," he said. "Of course I came. Did you think I wouldn't?" "I don't know. I thought maybe you'd think about it and decide this was all too weird. It is weird. But good weird, he smiled. Marcus said that too, didn't he? How did you know? Because I talked to him this afternoon? He called to check on me, but mostly he wanted to know if I was finally making a move on you. His words, not mine. He's such a busybody. He cares about you. About us. The word hung in the air between us, full of possibility. Come in, Ethan said, stepping aside. Let's eat before the food gets cold. He settled on the couch. Chinese food containers spread out on the coffee table. Ethan's injured foot elevated on pillows. We ate and talked, falling back into that easy rhythm we'd found the night before. How's work? I asked. Productive, actually. I got a lot done without the usual office distractions. How about you? Fine. Boring. I couldn't really focus. No. I looked at him. I kept thinking about you. About last night. About this? Whatever this is that's happening between us. Ethan set down his food, his expression serious. Jamie, can I be really hone? Saint with you? Please. I'm kind of freaking out. In a good way, but still freaking out. Because I've wanted to get to know you for so long, and now that I am, it's even better than I imagined. And that's scary, because what if I mess this up? What if I'm reading too much into things? What if Ethan? I reached over and took his hand. I'm freaking out too. I've liked you for 2 years, and now that we're actually talking, actually connecting, I'm terrified that I'll do something to screw it up. But I think maybe we just need to trust this. Trust that whatever's happening is real and worth exploring. You've really liked me for 2 years. I told you that last night. I know, but hearing it again. He squeezed my hand. I can't believe I wasted so much time thinking you didn't like me. Can't believe I wasted so much time being too scared to talk to you. Well, we're talking now, we are. And I'm holding your hand. You are. And I really want to kiss you? My breath caught. Yeah. But I don't want to rush anything. I don't want you to feel pressured just because you're here taking care of me. Ethan, I'm not here out of obligation. I'm here because I want to be here. Because being around you makes me happy. Really? Really? I shifted closer, my heart pounding. And just so we're clear, I really want to kiss you too. But I want to make sure this is what you want. That you're sure. He laughed softly. Jamie, I've been sure since last night when you held my hand in the urgent care waiting room. Actually, I've probably been sure since that first season when I watched you celebrate with the team after games, when I saw how genuinely happy you were for everyone's successes. I've wanted you for a long time, and maybe we should stop overthinking it. Maybe we should. I leaned in slowly, giving him every opportunity to pull away. He didn't. Instead, he met me halfway, his hand coming up to cup my face, and then we were kissing. It was gentle at first, tentative, both of us still a little uncertain. But then Ethan made this soft sound, and something inside me unlocked. I deepened the kiss, my hand moving to the back of his neck, and he responded with equal intensity. When we finally broke apart, both breathless, Ethan's eyes were dark, and his lips were slightly swollen, and he was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. He breathed. Yeah. Wow. We should have done that sooner. We should have done a lot of things sooner. He kissed me again. Softer this time, and I felt something settle in my chest. This was right. This was real, and I was done being scared of it. Over the next 2 weeks, I practically lived at Ethan's apartment. I'd go to my place to work during the day, sometimes staying for meetings or to grab more clothes, but my evenings were spent with him. We fell into a routine. I'd bring dinner. We'd eat together on the couch, watch movies, or just talk for hours. Some nights, I'd go home to sleep. Other nights, Ethan would ask me to stay, and I'd fall asleep beside him. Our hands intertwined. It was domestic and perfect, and everything I'd never let myself hope for. You know, the team is going to lose their minds when they find out about us, Ethan said one evening. We were cuddled on his couch, some documentary about ocean life playing on TV that neither of us was really watching. I mean, they don't already know. Marcus has definitely told everyone. Marcus has theories. We haven't confirmed anything. Do you want to? Confirm it, I mean? Ethan tilted his head to look at me. What are we confirming exactly? My heart sped up. We'd been in this undefined space for 2 weeks, kissing, cuddling, spending almost every evening together, but we hadn't actually talked about what we were doing. I guess that depends on what you want this to be, I said carefully. What do I want? Ethan shifted to face me more fully. I want you to be my boyfriend. I want to hold your hand in public without worrying if it's okay. I want to tell people that I'm dating the sweetest, most caring, most beautiful man I've ever met. Is that what you want too? Yes. The word came out choked with emotion. I want all of that. I want you, Ethan. Officially. His smile was radiant. Officially, huh? Officially. Kissed me, deep and sweet, and I felt like I was floating. When we broke apart, he said, "So you're my boyfriend now. I'm your boyfriend, and I'm yours. You're mine." We grinned at each other like idiots. High on new relationship energy and the simple joy of finally being on the same page. When can you play again? I asked, running my fingers through his hair. Doctor's appointment is tomorrow. Hopefully, she'll clear me for light activity. I'm going crazy not being able to exercise. You've been doing pretty well with the physical therapy exercises. Those don't count. I need to run, to play soccer. I miss it. I know you do. I kissed his forehead. Soon, the next day, Ethan texted me from his doctor's appointment, cleared for walking. Still no running for another 2 weeks, but I'll take it. It's great. Celebrate with dinner? My treat. You've been buying dinner for 2 weeks. Let me cook tonight. You sure? I'm sure. Come over at 7. When I arrived that evening, the smell of garlic and herbs hit me the moment I walked in. Ethan was in the kitchen, moving more easily now that he could put weight on his ankle. Stirring something on the stove. It smells amazing, I said. Coming up behind him and wrapping my arms around his waist, he leaned back into me. Pasta primavera. Nothing fancy, but it's one of my favorites. I'm sure it's perfect. We ate by candlelight at his dining table, and it felt like a real date. Actually, it was a real date, our first official one, as boyfriends. I've been thinking, Ethan said, over dessert store-bought tiramisu that was still delicious. About telling the team about us, and I want to. I'm tired of hiding this, of pretending you're just here as a friend checking on my injury. I want them to know that you're my boyfriend, and I'm crazy about you. I reached across the table and took his hand. I want that too. When next game? Which should be in a few days if the playoffs are still going. You're not playing though, right? No, but I'll be there to watch. We both will be. And maybe afterward, we can tell the team together. It sounds perfect. Playoff game was that Thursday. Ethan's ankle was still in a brace, but he could walk without crutches now. We arrived together, and I could feel eyes on us immediately. Marcus's knowing smirk. A few curious looks from other teammates. The game was intense. Going into overtime before we finally won 2-1, the celebration on the field was chaotic and joyful. Everyone piling on top of each other, yelling and laughing. When things calmed down, Marcus called everyone together. Team meeting at O'Malley's in 30 minutes? Everyone's invited. No excuses. O'Malley's was our usual post-game bar, a dive with cheap beer and greasy food. By the time Ethan and I arrived together, my hand resting on the small of his back as we walked in, most of the team was already there, crowded around pushed-together tables. Here they are, Marcus called out. Our injured star and his devoted nurse. Several people laughed, and I felt Ethan tense beside me. Actually, Ethan said, his voice clear and steady, Jamie's not my nurse. He's my boyfriend. The table went silent for approximately 3 seconds. Then it erupted. Finally, I knew it. You owe me $20, Dave. Wait, were there bets? I asked, laughing. So many bets, Marcus confirmed. I said you'd get together within a month of Ethan's injury. I win. You're all ridiculous, Ethan said, but he was smiling. We settled into seats and the questions came fast. How long? Who kissed who first? Are you living together? We answered what we were comfortable with, deflected what we weren't, and through it all, Ethan's hand stayed in mine on top of the table. Later, when the crowd had dispersed into smaller conversations, Marcus pulled me aside. "I'm happy for you," he said seriously. "You deserve this. You both do. Thanks, man. Though I have to say, I'm going to miss living with you. You're barely home anymore." I felt a pang of guilt. "I'm sorry. I've been a terrible roommate. You've been a boyfriend. It's different. But Jamie, are you thinking about moving in with him?" "I don't know. It's still really new. But yeah, maybe, eventually. Just let me know, okay? So I can figure out if I need a new roommate or if I can finally afford this place on my own. I promise." That night, back at Ethan's apartment, we lay in his bed, our bed. Really? Since I'd been sleeping there more often than not. "That went well," I said. Everyone was so supportive. Did you expect them not to be? I don't know. I guess I'm always a little worried about how people will react. But the team was great. I kissed his shoulder. "They love you. And they're happy for us. I'm happy for us too." He rolled over to face me. "Jamie, can I ask you something? Always. Would you want to move in with me? Not right away, but maybe. Soon." My heart skipped. "Really? Really? You're here almost every night anyway. And I love having you here. I love waking up next to you. I love cooking dinner together and falling asleep watching bad TV. I love all of it. I don't want to go back to how things were before. I don't either. And yes, I'd love to move in with you. Whenever you're ready." "I'm ready now. But I understand if you need more time. I need to talk to Marcus, make sure he's okay with it. And I need to give proper notice." "But Ethan, I'm ready too." He kissed me, deep and thorough, and I felt the future opening up before us. A future where we woke up together every morning, where his apartment became our apartment, where we built a life together. "I love you," Ethan said suddenly. "I know. It's fast, and maybe it's too soon to say it, but I love you. Jamie, I think I've been falling in love with you since that first night in the urgent care waiting room, my eyes filled with tears. I love you too. I have for a long time. I'm so glad I finally get to say it. Say it again." "I love you, Ethan Torres." "I love you, Jamie Chen." We fell asleep wrapped around each other. And I thought about how a twisted ankle had led to this to love, to partnership, to home. Moving in together was surprisingly easy. I didn't have much stuff. Most of my furniture was from college or IKEA, nothing worth keeping. Ethan had a fully furnished apartment, so really I was just bringing my clothes, books, and personal items. Marcus helped me move on a Saturday in late October. We loaded everything into his truck in a single trip. "End of an era," he said, as we carried the last box down the stairs. "We'll still see each other all the time. Soccer, hanging out with the team.
I know.
But it's different. You're officially grown up now, living with your boyfriend like a real adult. You could be a real adult too. Ask Lisa to move in." He looked genuinely panicked. We're not there yet. You've been dating for 3 years, which is exactly why I know not to rush things." I laughed and clapped him on the shoulder. "Whatever you say, man." At Ethan's apartment tower, Ethan was waiting, having cleared out half his closet and several dresser drawers. He'd even bought new hangers, which was such a sweet, domestic gesture that it made my chest ache. "Welcome home," he said, kissing me in the doorway while Marcus made exaggerated gagging sounds behind us. "Get a room," Marcus called out. "This is our room," Ethan replied without looking away from me. "Actually, it's our whole apartment. So technically, we can do whatever we want." "Okay, I'm leaving before this gets scarring. Jamie, text me later." "Ethan, take care of my boy." "Always," Ethan promised. We spent the afternoon unpacking, finding places for my things among his. It should have been stressful, combining lives always is, but it felt natural, easy, right? That evening, we ordered pizza and ate it sitting on the floor of our living room, surrounded by half-empty boxers. "I can't believe you actually live here now," Ethan said, a slice of pizza halfway to his mouth. Having second thoughts? "Are you kidding? This is the best decision I've ever made. Although I should warn you, I'm kind of a neat freak. If you leave your socks on the floor, I might lose my mind," noted Ed, And I should warn you that I sing in the shower. Badly. I look forward to it. We fell into a routine quickly. Mornings where we'd stumble around the kitchen, both trying to make coffee while half asleep. Evenings where we'd cook dinner together, Ethan teaching me his favorite recipes. Nights where we'd curl up on the couch, talking about our days, making plans for the future. It wasn't always perfect. We had our first fight 3 weeks after I moved in. Stupid argument about dishes that was really about adjustment and personal space and learning to live with another person. Ethan got quiet and withdrawn. I got defensive and sarcastic. We spent an hour on opposite sides of the apartment before Ethan finally came to find me. "I'm sorry," he said. "I was being controlling about the kitchen organization. You're allowed to put things where you want." "I'm sorry, too. I should have asked before rearranging your spice cabinet." Our spice cabinet, I agreed. We talked it through, established some ground rules, learned how to communicate better, and then we made up, which was definitely the best part. The team noticed the difference in us at the next game. Ethan was cleared to play again, and watching him on the field, confident, commanding, in his element, made my heart swell with pride after we won. He jogged over to me on the sideline and kissed me, right there in front of everyone. Some of the team cheered. Marcus Wolf whistled. I didn't care. I just kissed him back and thought about how far we'd come from that night in the urgent care waiting room, 3 months after I moved in. On a cold January evening after a particularly brutal soccer game, we came home exhausted and covered in mud. The field had been a mess from recent rain, and we'd both taken multiple falls. "I need a shower desperately," Ethan groaned. Kicking off his cleats by the door, "Same. I have mud in places mud should never be. Gross. You love me anyway, I really do." We trudged to the bathroom, both peeling off our disgusting clothes. Ethan started the shower, adjusting the temperature, and I was about to tell him I'd wait my turn when he looked at me over his shoulder. "Join me?" It wasn't the first time we'd showered together. We'd been living together for months, had seen each other in every state of undress. But something about this moment felt different, significant. "Yeah," I said. "I'd like that." We stepped into the shower together, and the hot water was a relief against our cold, mud-covered skin. For a few minutes, we just stood there, letting the water wash away the grime of the game. Then Ethan reached for the soap and began washing my back, his touches gentle and thorough. I closed my eyes, leaning into the sensation, feeling the tension drain from my muscles. "You played really well tonight," he said softly. "So did you. That goal in the second half was incredible. It was a team effort." I turned to face him, taking the soap from his hands and returning the favor, washing his shoulders, his chest, mapping the geography of his body that I'd come to know so well. "Do you remember the first time I asked to join you in the shower?" I asked. "At the hotel." Of course I remember. I was so nervous. "I thought you'd think it was weird. I thought it was perfect. I'd been waiting for you to make a move." "Really? Really?" He cupped my face in his hands, water streaming between us. "That whole week, I kept hoping you'd kiss me, touch me, give me some sign that you felt what I was feeling. And then you climbed into that shower with me, and I knew." Knew what? That you were brave. That despite all your anxiety and fear, you were willing to take a chance on this. On us. I kissed him deep and slow, tasting water and toothpaste in Ethan. Best decision I ever made. Even better than moving to Chicago? That led me to you, so yeah, still the best. We finished showering, taking our time, the day's exhaustion replaced by something warmer, softer. When we finally got out, Ethan wrapped me in a towel and dried me off with such care, such tenderness that I felt my eyes prick with tears. "I love you," I said, my voice thick. "I love you too. So much." Later in bed, in our apartment, in the life we'd built together, Ethan said, "Can I tell you something?" "Always. Sometimes I still can't believe this is real. That you're here, that we're together, that I get to fall asleep next to you every night. It feels too good to be true." "I know what you mean. I keep expecting to wake up and find out it was all a dream, but it's not. No, it's real." He rolled over to face me, his expression serious in the dim light. "Jamie, I know we haven't been together that long, and I know we're still young, still figuring things out, but I need you to know this is it for me. You're it for me. I'm not going anywhere." My heart felt too big for my chest. "You're it for me too. I've never been more sure of anything." "Good." He kissed me softly. "Because I'm planning on keeping you forever." "Forever, huh? That's a long time. Not long enough." We fell asleep wrapped around each other, and I thought about how a single moment, injury, a car ride, a decision to help had changed the trajectory of my entire life. Epilogue. 2 years later, the Digital Marketing Summit wait. Wrong story. 2 years after Ethan's injury, we stood in the same park where our soccer league played, but this time, it wasn't for a game. "I can't believe you organized this whole thing," Ethan said, looking around at the crowd of people or teammates. "Our families, our friends, it's our anniversary. 2 years since you sprained your ankle, and I finally got the courage to talk to you. That deserves a celebration. Most people celebrate with dinner and a movie. We're not most people." The party was exactly what I'd hoped, casual, fun, filled with people we loved. Marcus gave a toast that was equal parts heartfelt and embarrassing. Ethan's mom cried. My siblings met Ethan's family, and everyone got along like they'd known each other for years. As the sun began to set, I pulled Ethan aside, away from the crowd. "I have something for you," I said. "Jamie, you organized this entire party. You don't need to give me anything else. Just open it." I handed him a small, wrapped package. He opened it carefully to find a set of keys. "Are these... keys to the studio space I rented. For you? Well, for us. But mostly for you. I know you've been wanting a home gym, a place to do your PT exercises, maybe even train for that half marathon you've been talking about. So I found this space. It's near our apartment. Great natural light, plenty of room. I thought we could set it up together." Ethan stared at the keys, his eyes shining. "You rented me a training space?" "I rented us a training space because your goals are my goals. Your dreams are my dreams, and I want to support you however I can." He kissed me right there in front of everyone, and I heard cheers and applause from our friends when we broke apart. Ethan said, "I have something for you too." He didn't have to. I wanted to. He pulled a small box from his pocket, and my heart stopped. "Jamie Chen," he said, dropping to one knee. 2 years ago, I sprained my ankle. It hurt like hell, and I thought the worst part would be missing the playoffs. But then you helped me to the sideline. You drove me to urgent care. You stayed with me, took care of me, and completely changed my life. You taught me what it means to be truly seen, truly loved, truly cherished. And I want to do that for you for the rest of our lives." He opened the box to reveal a simple silver band. "Will you marry me?" I was crying, my hands shaking as I reached out to touch his face. "Yes. God, yes. 1,000 times yes." He stood and slipped the ring on my finger. And then we were kissing, and everyone was cheering, and I felt like I was floating. "I love you," I said against his lips. "I love you too, forever. Forever." I agreed. That night, back in our apartment, we lay in bed.